morning, how are you? Thought I would pop in this morning and have a little cup of tea and a chat, just about anything and everything. What I've been doing and what's happening and things like that. Yeah, I wanted to do things a little bit differently this week, so I thought I would start off by doing this. So I hope it works. So I've got a cup of tea in my little cat mug. I've got this yogi tea, which is rose, and it's so nice. It smells like Turkish delight. It's lovely. Anyway, my lovely little mug. I don't know where that's from. Oh, it's a Cath Kidston one. I didn't buy it from Cath Kidston, £1 from the charity shop. So yeah, I like his little face. So that's my cup of tea. Oh, it's still hot. So yeah, what's been going off? Well, we've had summer, which has been absolutely crap here. The weather has been just awful, and coupled with the fact that you know, we're not in a position where we can go on holiday or anything like that at the moment, it's been a bit poo. So yeah, you're really hoping that we could have spent some more time in the garden and things like that, but anyway, we haven't. So now autumn's coming, so hubby's a little bit depressed that he's not had a holiday. He does like the sunshine, and I'm sort of thinking, well, I quite like September and I quite like autumn. So there's a little bit of this going off in the household at the moment. I like it when it gets a little bit darker in the morning, and because I get up early, very early. I tend to be up at 5, and it's dark and I can see the stars now, and light a candle in my studio, and it's lovely. I love it. So I like those parts of that, but would have been nice to have had a nice summer. Anyway, obviously over the summertime I help look after grandkids, and so that gets me backwards and forwards a lot, so I don't quite get in my usual flow. So I thought last week, when we're all back to normal and everything, I thought, oh, that'd be good, and I got into the flow a little bit more, but it takes some doing. It's not just like a switch it on and off you go again. You have to sort of build up that creativity flow again. So I mean, I do try my best. I keep things going, and I do things at weekends and stuff like that. So because I'm not very productive in an afternoon. I'm a morning person. I like reading and bits and pieces like that in an evening, but the afternoon is when I usually do chores, shopping, cooking, cleaning, that sort of thing, laundry. But in the morning, that's my productive time. So I've been out of the house most mornings, so it's been hard to come back and get into something. But anyway, we're getting back into the flow, and yeah, I've been doing some fun stuff. I've stopped brushing my hair. Stopped brushing my hair as much. The beauties of older hair has meant that, I mean, I've always had poker straight hair, always. I've had it short, I've had it bobbed, yeah, and I grew it again, and it's developed these waves, and so and it's also falling out quite a bit. I think it's just an age thing, you know. I'm 58, coming up to 59, and your hair just totally changes. It's gone from being sort of smooth straight hair to wiry, wavy, grey hair, and uncontrollable. So I'm trying to embrace it. So I'm embracing the sort of messiness, and I'm trying not to brush it and process it so much. So this is me, yeah, trying to embrace a new feel with my hair. So I've been doing that, yeah, tackling my hair. I've been trying to lose a little bit of weight, my menopause weight, bless it, I do love it, that I really was struggling to shift until I went on a really nice long walk in the sun. And I said, you know, how are you keeping so slim and da-da-da? And he said, well, it's science, Mum. You put calories in and then you burn them. And if you put too many in, you get fatter. If you put a few less in, you get thinner. Okay. So I've been checking on what I eat and things like that. Now I was quite shocked at how much we overeat these days. I was quite shocked at that, and I thought, well, no wonder I've not been able to lose any weight. No wonder my belly won't move. So I've been trying to be mindfully eating and seeing what I'm putting into my body, and fingers crossed and thumbs up, I have lost some weight, so I'm feeling a little bit better with myself. And also bought myself a new lippy like that. So yeah, I went out last week and got myself I think it's called cranberry lippy in a little cardboard tube, which I thought was quite nice. So I've been trying to use a little bit of lippy. I have been making my own beauty products. So I made this. I can't remember where I got the recipe from. I've written it down somewhere. So I'll, if I can find the recipe, I'll show you. But I made it my own by adding patchouli and basil, because they're two smells that I love, and it smells delicious. And I've been using this. I mean, it's quite, it's a little heavy, but I'm finding it really nice for my aging skin. A lot, you see. So, yeah, I whipped that up with my electric hand whisk thing that I've got, and I saved an old pot from some, I think it was Little moisturiser, and I'm finding this really nice. And I also made some hand cream as well. It is quite oily and melts on your hands, but oh, my hands are so much better. So I've been doing a bit of that. So I went to the library and I got this book out again, which is really nice, Simply Sustainable Beauty. I got the recipe for DIY micellar water from there, and I use that all the time, and it's really good, that. So I'm going to try some other things out there, and remember to take the library book back on time so I don't get fined. When you get stuck into a book and you think, I've got to take it back, I don't like it. Anyway, so that's that. I've been playing a little bit with gouache. I usually tend to use acrylics in my backgrounds of my grimoire pages, and anything that needs, you know, covering well, I use quite cheap acrylics, and then I use watercolours. I've got some Winsor & Newton watercolours. I'll show you. These covered in my cats. So these are my watercolours that I use to do my little illustrations and things. But then I wanted to try something different. Excuse me. Wanted to try something different, and through doing my journaling and in working in my grimoire, you know, it was looking at things from a different perspective, or flipping things around and changing how you do things a little bit. So I thought, try something new. So I got out my these that my niece bought me many moons ago, and they were mouldy inside. So I was a little bit disappointed, and I was thinking, oh, shall I buy some new ones? But I'm really trying to keep my spending, again, mindfully spending. So I looked at them. So I sat with a knife and I scraped out all the mould. And then I've added a little layer of cling film to it now. So I've got some cling film to try and keep them from drying out and going mouldy. We will see. I think the mould will keep coming back, but I thought, you know, while I'm practicing, use these old ones, and then they are fun. Use these old ones to, you know, just get used to them and see what I actually want, whether I want another box of these or whether I want some tubes of gouache. So I've been playing with that, and I have been also using this oracle deck myself that last Christmas, when we had got our Christmas presents, and I was given the Wildwood Tarot deck by my husband, which sparked off the things that I do on Patreon, and it sparked off the whole theme for my year, which was digging into the major arcana of that deck, and also within the Wheel of the Year and all that, which has been amazing. It's a beautiful deck. But I was also given this deck by my son and daughter-in-law. So it's been sort of sat on the shelf and I've not really looked at it an awful lot. But I got it out and I've started reading the guidebook and pulling a card here and there and having a look how it felt. And wow, it's so powerful. So powerful. I love it. Absolutely. I love the whole work anyway. I've got the Archetypes deck and that is one of my favourites. I haven't got loads of tarot decks. I just have my favourites. And I think you can only work with so many, can't you? So I sort of feel like what's the point in having lots of things? You know, you need to enjoy the things that you have. So yeah, I've been digging into this a little bit. So I might do some work with that, some art magic with that at some point. It is lovely. I'll show you inside. See as we're having a chat, yeah? Oh. It's a lovely box, and then this is the box, and then these are the cards. So when you do a reading, you can sort of put them together, which is really quite nice. What have I got there? Fog. So yeah, so I've been digging into that, which has been lovely, very insightful, and obviously, you know, as always, synchronicity is just incredible. So I've been thinking about what I want to do next year with the theme for my grimoire goddesses, and I know what I want to do. I want to do something sort of a little bit celestial. So I'm thinking about zodiacs and all the different types of zodiacs as well, not just the one that, you know, we think of that we use today. So I've got zodiac things, the lunar, digging into that a little bit more, and astrology, because I love astrology. So I'm I don't know loads and loads about it. I know my own little bits, and that's what I'm going to dig into, to learn a little bit more myself and share how we learn as we go along. So yeah, so that's coming for 2025. So I'm working on that in the background, you know, the ideas and the themes, the things I want to do. So that's going off in this poor brain. At the same time as still working with the Wildwood Tarot as we go along into the last, what have we got now? I've sort of done September, nearly. Then we've got October, November, December and January. We've got the last 4 months, and some of these are really quite deep that we're going to be getting into the dark times of the year. So I've thought, you know, do I want to carry on working in magazine journals? Do I want to do something different? And I don't quite know yet. I love the magazine grimoire, I do. It's really, it's been lovely to work in. So I think I will probably carry on with that, but I'm going to play with some other things as well and get really, really crafty next year, because I am quite crafty in more ways than one. So yeah, this week, oh gosh, look at her. Look how pretty she is. She's got I love her so much. Anyway, so this week I did a spread for the autumn equinox. So this is the tutorial that I did that's going out this week. Isn't she lovely? I love this time of year, and the apples and the colours. it's just all rich and abundant and lovely. And there's a poem on here that I found on the internet 2 or 3 years ago when I did a spread in an old grimoire, and I wrote it in, and it's a beautiful one, and I don't know who's written it, and I've tried to find out who's written it, but it's lovely, so I've put that in there as well. So that's what's going and then I have a very few pages left, very few. I did a sort of little impromptu one that I put on out there so that people could see when I was feeling a little bit poor me. And so I gave myself a talking to, did a little bit of art magic and a little bit of journaling in there. So you can see I really only have space left now for probably one more spread, just because of the chunkiness, and I'll be working with the wheel. So I'm going to mix that with the rune Rado, so that I can because it's got the same sort of feel about it, so I think it's going to be like a 2, maybe 3 page spread. So I think that will fill Agnes. So by the end of September, Agnes will be chock-a-block full. Bless her. And so I will be moving into my next one, which is already ready. And because I made, when we started the Grimoire with Me tutorials, and I decorated and got ready my magazines, I did three books. So because I wanted to show the different processes, so I had to like do one, and then to record how I was doing it, I had to do 3. So I decorated them and didn't know what I was going to do with them, and in the end it seems like 3 is going to be the perfect number to do the whole year. So I have left Elizabeth. I don't know why I named her Elizabeth. You know, I've talked about this, we intuitively do things, so I'm going to be researching Elizabeth and finding out why I named her that. So I can't wait to get into her, so I'll be going in her in October. I get excited, I do get very excited. So that's that, and I've been doing a lot of researching for new things and everything. So I've got my learning box out again, so I will show you. So this is my learning box. I have shown it before, and this is very useful, and I may do a thing how to make one of these, because it's fairly simple, and maybe it's for the new year or something like that. But so I have lots of different sections, and when I think of something or I have an idea, it gets put on the index cards, which are all at the back. You see I've got the blank index cards at the back, and then it gets put in its right place, and then when I come to do some work on that particular subject, they're all in there. So this is my little library of ideas and research. Watch this space. I may, like I say, do a tutorial in the new year, how to make your own learning box. And oh gosh, I have also, where is it? Where have I put it? There was something else I wanted to show you. Oh, we've been talking on Patreon in the chat, which is becoming a really nice place where people are chatting between themselves, and it absolutely fills my heart with so much joy to know that people are getting to know each other, and we're all doing the same sort of fun creativity that is also healing our souls. So yes, that's lovely. But we were talking, and I got talking to one of them, and we ended up finding out that we had a shared interest in dolls. And so I got out. My Blythe doll. I've got 2 Blythe dolls actually. I used to have about 15. About 2007 I got my first Blythe doll, and I started making clothes for them, and I sold them on Etsy, and this carried on for quite a while. Yeah, quite a while. I would do the doll shows in the UK, Blythe cons, things like that. And I used to do a lot of crochet and knitting for them. And yeah, isn't she gorgeous? This is Jane. And then I also had strawberry shortcake dolls. This is Rose. She's a superhero. So she was a strawberry shortcake doll, and I turned her into a superhero. So I took out her old hair and I gave her this fluffy, beautiful mohair hair and her cape, and she had a little knitted suit under there and little boots that I made out of old vinyl handbags that I got from the charity shop. And I made many of these little superheroes. Yeah, so these things are part of me. I mean, I no longer knit or crochet. I don't really have time at the moment. And when we opened the restaurant, I had to sort of stop doing that because I couldn't do both things. So I sold all my Blythe dolls except 2, and they are always with me. Yeah, so they're just a reminder of the things that make you smile, the things that inspire you. This is why I think I like drawing characters, and I like to sometimes be silly. I like the sort of fun aspect of it. That's why I like drawing paper dolls as well. It's yeah, an ongoing thing, and part of me. So they sit on my shelf as well, and I couldn't believe how we had this lovely shared interest. Well, I could actually, no, because this is how life works, isn't it? You know, you find your tribe, and your tribe will have shared interests. So that was nice. So I still sell my knitting patterns for Blythe and Strawberry Shortcake on Etsy. Still make a few sales each month, and because people love making stuff for their dolls. So yeah, I'll put links to my shop so you can see. I joined Etsy in 2006, was it? Or it was, I mean, really, really early on. So yeah, I mean, I don't sell much stuff on Etsy anymore, other than the patterns, as I found it just too big a marketplace. You don't get seen in the same way. So yeah, that's me. A bit more about me. So let's put the girls back, and you'll notice I have a little wicker chair now. So if I want to sit down and have a snooze, no, I don't snooze. I've got a comfy chair. So if anybody wants to come and visit, I have a chair for you. So yeah, that's what I've been up to. That's where I am at the moment, and having lots of fun and lots of art magic, and I hope you are too. And I'll be back again soon because I've quite enjoyed doing this, and I think I might do it again shortly. So I'll see you soon. Bye.